What term refers to entities that process personal data under the PDPA in Malaysia? A. Data controllers. B. Data processors. C. Data users. D. Data protectors. Correct answer: C. Data users. What must be obtained from data subjects according to the PDPA before collecting their personal data? A. Written consent. B. Informed consent. C. Verbal agreement. D. Implied consent. Correct answer: B. Informed consent. Under the PDPA, what are data users required to implement to prevent unauthorized access to personal data? A. Security software. B. Technical measures. C. Organizational measures. D. Both technical and organizational measures. Correct answer: D. Both technical and organizational measures. Which of the following is a restriction placed on the cross-border transfer of personal data from Malaysia? A. Data can only be transferred to ASEAN countries. B. Data can only be transferred with data subject consent. C. Data can only be transferred to countries that provide adequate protection. D. Data can only be transferred to countries with reciprocal data transfer agreements. Correct answer: C. Data can only be transferred to countries that provide adequate protection. What does the PDPA mandate regarding personal data security? A. Encryption of all personal data. B. Regular security audits. C. Implementation of appropriate security measures. D. Annual reporting on data security to the government. Correct answer: C. Implementation of appropriate security measures. What is the role of the Department of Personal Data Protection, JPDP, in Malaysia? A. Data collection. B. Data processing. C. Overseeing PDPA compliance. D. Providing technical support to data users. Correct answer: C. Overseeing PDPA compliance. Which amendment proposal is related to the PDPA's approach to breach notification? A. PC-01, 2019. B. PC-01, 2020. C. PDPA-01, 2018. D. PDPC-01, 2021. Correct answer: B. PC-01, 2020. Under what conditions can personal data be transferred out of Malaysia according to the PDPA? A. Only with explicit consent from JPDP. B. When transferring within the same corporation. C. To countries deemed to have adequate protection levels. D. Any transfer is allowed if encrypted. Correct answer: C. To countries deemed to have adequate protection levels. What are the Personal Data Protection Standards 2015 in Malaysia designed to do? A. Establish minimum wages for data protection officers. B. Set minimum requirements for personal data processing. C. Regulate the export of personal data outside ASEAN. D. Provide guidelines for government access to personal data. Correct answer: B. Set minimum requirements for personal data processing. How does the PDPA classify the responsibility of entities handling personal data? A. Data host. B. Data curator. C. Data user. D. Data manager. Correct answer: C. Data user. What specific consent must be obtained according to the PDPA before processing personal data? A. General consent. B. Specific consent. C. Informed consent. D. Unconditional consent. Correct answer: C. Informed consent. Which entity is primarily responsible for enforcing the PDPA regulations in Malaysia? A. Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission. B. Department of Personal Data Protection. C. National Cyber Security Agency. D. Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation. Correct answer: B. Department of Personal Data Protection. In the context of the PDPA, what does the term data subject refer to? A. The individual who processes personal data. B. The individual whose personal data is being processed. C. The entity responsible for data protection. D. The government official overseeing data protection. Correct answer: B. The individual whose personal data is being processed. What purpose does informed consent serve in the processing of personal data under the PDPA? A. It allows data users to sell personal data. B. It ensures data subjects are aware of how their data will be used. C. It exempts data users from liability in case of data breaches. D. It enables the government to monitor personal data usage. Correct answer: B. It ensures data subjects are aware of how their data will be used. What is the significance of the Personal Data Protection Standards 2015 within the Malaysian PDPA framework? A. They outline penalties for data breaches. B. They set the ethical guidelines for data processing. C. They specify minimum requirements for the secure processing of personal data. D. They list the countries approved for cross-border data transfer. Correct answer. C. They specify minimum requirements for the secure processing of personal data. How do proposed amendments to the PDPA reflect Malaysia's response to global data protection trends? A. By loosening data protection standards. B. By introducing mandatory data localization. C. By considering enhanced breach notification requirements. D. By removing the requirement for informed consent. Correct answer. C. By considering enhanced breach notification requirements. Under the PDPA, what is the primary requirement for cross-border data transfer out of Malaysia? A. The receiving country must be an ally of Malaysia. B. Personal data can only be sent to countries with lower data protection standards. C. The transfer must be necessary for national security. D. The destination country must have an adequate level of data protection. Correct answer. D. The destination country must have an adequate level of data protection. What role does informed consent play in the collection of personal data under the PDPA? A. It is optional but recommended. B. It is necessary for marketing purposes only. C. It is a fundamental requirement for data collection. D. It is only required for sensitive personal data. Correct answer. C. It is a fundamental requirement for data collection. How does the PDPA address the security of personal data in Malaysia? A. By requiring biannual security audits. B. Through mandating the encryption of all stored data. C. By prescribing the implementation of appropriate security measures. D. By enforcing a nationwide cybersecurity protocol. Correct answer. C. By prescribing the implementation of appropriate security measures. In what way does the PDPA's approach to data protection in Malaysia compare to international standards? A. It is significantly more lenient. B. It focuses solely on electronic data. C. It aligns with principles seen in frameworks like the GDPR. D. It excludes provisions for data breach notifications. Correct answer. C. It aligns with principles seen in frameworks like the GDPR.